Renaissance fam, Renaissance Cam here, back in effect. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, if y'all new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to be alerted when these videos drop. Today, as y'all can see, we are back in the kitchen, so y'all know what that means, right? I got another banging recipe for y'all to try. Today, I don't want to hold y'all long. I'm going to keep it plain and simple. We are making a salmon and shrimp RASTA pasta, okay? Not many ingredients, won't take much time at all. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes if you get everything prepped first. I got everything prepped already. We're ready to rock and roll. We're gonna put this together real fast and real quick, all right? Let's get started. Alright guys, to kick this thing off, we're going to start by boiling our water, okay? So first we're going to add in a little bit of olive oil and salt to our water, okay? Get that to a rolling boil. Make sure those bubbles are bubbling real fast, and then we're going to add in our pasta, alright? So our pasta of choice today is going to be a penne, alright? Real nice noodle, cooks really well, doesn't take long at all, so it's going to take us about 6 to 7 minutes to cook these noodles. So you want to stir them up, make sure that olive oil gets coated on them so they don't stick to this pan, alright? Now once we get those cooked, we're going to take them, drain them, and set them to the side, alright? Do not rinse your pasta because we're going to need that starch on them for the sauce to adhere, alright? Alright guys, after our noodles are done, we're going to start by seasoning our protein, alright? So you can use any type of protein for this dish. You can use chicken, you can use steak, you can use other types of fish, other types of seafood. But today we're going to be using salmon and shrimp, alright? So I'm going to start off with a little bit of jerk seasoning. And then we're going to hit it with some garlic powder. You can be generous with these seasonings. Do a little cayenne pepper on there to add some heat. Usually when you're seasoning, you want to season a lot in Caribbean inspired dishes. So we're going to go in with some onion powder as well. Get both of those proteins. We're going to go in with some smoked paprika for a little color. And then we're going to go in with some black pepper. I'm pretty sure salt's going to be next. So we're going to go in with some salt as well. Alright. Alright guys, now that we got our protein all nice and seasoned, we're going to add in a splash of olive oil, alright? The olive oil is just going to help, disperse that seasoning on our protein. Make sure we can get an even distribution of that seasoning all over the protein. So just take your hand, spread it around, and we should be good, okay? Now we're ready to cook. So to a dry pan, we're going to add in our salmon, alright? The pan's dry because the salmon already has the oil in it. So that's going to make for good color, alright? We don't want to add any oil to this pan. Unless you don't have a non-stick pan, then just don't worry about adding oil, okay? So now we're going to add our shrimp in one by one right next to the salmon, alright? It's going to take that salmon about 2.5 to 3 minutes to cook on each side. It's going to take these shrimp a little less. You don't want to overcook your shrimp. You don't want to overcook your salmon, alright? 2.5 to 3 minutes will make this salmon, perfect almost. We're going to put it to the side on some aluminum foil and let it rest. Once it rests, that internal temperature of the foil and all the food inside will, allow that salmon to finish cooking inside. So, all right, so see when I flip this salmon over, it's a beautiful color on here. All right, that beautiful color is simply because I didn't grease the pan. All right, the salmon already had its natural oils in it and the olive oil that I put on it, so it had a naturally beautiful color. All right, so once these bad boys start to percolate, we're gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. All right, the lemon juice is gonna hit that pan. See how it's hitting that pan, and it's going to absorb into that protein. All right, so now we're going to just add all of our protein to this foil, okay? We're going to wrap it up real tightly, add some lemon in there as well, and see, you can kind of see that salmon is still a little bit undone in the middle, but once we wrap this up at an internal temperature of the protein all coagulates together, it's gonna finish cooking that salmon inside. We're gonna add a little bit of lemon just for extra flavor so that can absorb into there as well, and we're gonna close this and wrap it tight. Alright guys, so to that same pan we're gonna add in a little bit more olive oil. Do not rinse that pan out, do not wash that pan out. That stuff that you see inside that pan is flavor. We want to keep that. Alright, we're gonna take us some white onions and some of those tricolored peppers. Alright, those tricolored bell peppers. Alright, and this is going to give us that RASTA pasta feel, alright? Now this next step is very difficult to some, okay? We're going to add a little bit of butter, that's salted butter, but this right here is vodka, alright? It's 2 ounces of vodka, and we're just going to pour that in there, and we're going to take a lighter or a torch, and we're just going to put that torch near that, alright? Once you put it near it, it's going to flame up like this, and that flame, all that's doing is cooking off the alcohol, and it's going to make for a nice flavor, but this part is not mandatory, okay? You don't have to do this, all right? If you're scared to do it, you probably shouldn't do it, all right? Don't do it if you don't feel comfortable with it, all right? That right there is some jerk seasoning I add to that. That's gonna start giving those peppers some nice color, all right? Next, I added some garlic in there. I put the garlic in last because I didn't want it to burn, all right? There's a difference between charred and burn. The charred flavor is gonna give us some nice flavor in here, all right? It's gonna almost be like a grilled element, okay? So that right there is half and half. Half milk, half cream, okay? We're gonna add in some jerk seasoning to that, and we're gonna add in some garlic powder, some paprika, we're gonna add in some onion powder, we're gonna add in some cayenne pepper, we're gonna add in some salt and pepper a little bit later. I forgot to add it right then. I should have added it right then, but I didn't. We're gonna add in some of that fresh chopped parsley in there as well, okay? Then we're gonna just start whisking that around. There you see I added the black pepper and then the salt right after, okay? Now it's gonna come to a slight boil. We're gonna reduce that temperature down to low. We're gonna take that knob and turn it down to low. And then we're gonna start adding in our cheese. See how it's starting to bubble up and form some type of a sauce? That right there was Pepperjack. That right there is mozzarella, okay? We're gonna add a little Pepperjack and mozzarella. All right, we're gonna give that a nice whisk, get it nice and smooth. You can see that sauce is starting to come together. And right here I added in some freshly shaved Parmesan, all right? I had Parmesan block in my refrigerator, so I just figured I'd add that in there too as well for another little bite, all right? So we're gonna whisk that in, get it nice and smooth, and we're gonna rock out, all right? All right, guys, now it's time to add in our pasta, all right? Now, initially our pasta is gonna be kind of stuck together, but that's what we want because we did not rinse that pasta. If we would have rinsed that pasta, the noodles would be all over the place and they wouldn't stick to the sauce. They'd just be floating in the sauce, all right? As you can see, that sauce is adhering to those noodles and it's wonderful, all right? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add in our protein, all right? Look at that. Look at that beautiful piece of salmon, those shrimp in the background. I'm just teasing y'all a little bit, hitting it with some smoked paprika, hitting with some of that green, that fresh parsley on there, and then I'm gonna hit y'all with a little hint of lemon just to, make it easier on the eyes. And then here's the part where it gets real messy right here. So I'm gonna add in some of that excess sauce that I saved just to, top that thing off with. And man, that's some money. Look at that. That smoked paprika on the top of that is extravagant. That parsley on the top of that is extravagant. This is money right here. This is love and happiness, okay? Let's eat. I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry again. Let's go. Alright guys, y'all know the drill. We put in hard work. Food is done. Time to taste it, alright? Let's get to it. Work. This is what we working with, guys, alright? Get out of the way so y'all can see that close up. Oh yeah. That's what we want, alright? So tender, so moist. Spot on, guys. Spot on, alright? Another amazing recipe I encourage y'all to try, okay? Make this for your girlfriend, for your family members, for your friends, who cares? But make it for somebody, alright? Share the love, embrace what I'm trying to do here, okay? With that being said, you guys, I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all are subscribed, alright? A lot of y'all aren't subscribed to my channel. Most of y'all who watch this video are just stragglers, alright? Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I promise I'm gonna try to keep as much, interesting content coming to this channel as possible. Alright? With that being said, I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in once again. I'll see y'all soon. Y'all keep on learning. And I'm out.